Hello everyone, welcome back again to the gaming area with me Theo. So I have finally finished playing Nier Replicant after 17 hours of playthrough, and today in this video I'm going to give you my review of the game. Thanks again to Square Enix for providing me with a review copy of Nier Replicant. Before we continue, don't forget to hit the like button and share the video to help it perform better on YouTube. Also, this video will contain spoilers from the game, so beware of the spoilers and stop watching this video if you don't want to get spoiled. Okay, let's get started. I am an action RPG lover and there are many action RPG games this year that I'm so excited about, including Nier Replicant. On my impressions video of this game, I said that Nier Replicant is one of the most anticipated games in 2021 that I really want to play. Now, after being able to finish the game and got one of the endings, I could say that this game doesn't disappoint. I was having a great time playing the game until finish, and for me, Nier Replicant becomes one of my all-time favorite action RPG games because it has many things that made me fall in love and enjoy the game. First, let's talk about the soundtrack because for me, the soundtrack is the best thing in this game and it's really amazing. I really enjoyed and loved listening to almost all of the background music in the game while playing it. The soundtracks are really good at building up the atmosphere and matching on with what's happening during the gameplay and cutscenes. There are some soundtracks that I just really love to listen to the point that I didn't want to do anything. I sometimes just wandered around in the current area, refused to get to the next area because I wanted to hear the soundtrack that is currently played in the game called Kain Salvation. I also just stood in front of Devola in Fountain area doing nothing because I wanted to listen to the Song of the Ancients that she sings, which is also really good. For me, Kain Salvation, Song of the Ancients, Cold Steel Coffin, and the Lost Shrine soundtracks becomes my favorite in the game to the point that I search the name of those songs online and then play it on Spotify over and over again. I just really love the soundtracks in Nier Replicant and it's enough for me to recommend the game to you because of the soundtracks alone. If you're looking for a great action RPG game that has amazing soundtracks, Nier Replicant will be the one that I will recommend it to you definitely. Next, let's talk about the story and the characters. The story and the characters are the next things that I really love and become memorable from Nier Replicant. I already said it before in my impression video that I didn't care about the story at first, but oh boy, after playing it, I began to take a really high interest in the story and invested with the characters in the game. For me, the story in Nier Replicant is great and memorable because it succeeds in making me know, love, and root the characters in the game, and I just want them to get a happy ending. The game takes place in a post-apocalyptic fantasy world where there are monsters and incurable diseases that could kill you easily. In Nier Replicant, you will play as a young boy who's trying to save and cure his sister from her incurable disease called Black Scrawl. During his journey, he meets many people that end up becoming his friends and companions. Your character and your companions must face hardships and dangerous enemies in their journey in order to achieve their goals and get a happy ending. For me, it's been a long time since I'm deeply interested and really invested with the characters in a game to the point it got me feeling really sad and devastated when a character dies during the story. When playing the game, I began to realize that the story has a serious and depressing tone from the start, and I know that this game could give me a sad and devastating scene during the story. But even though I knew about that, I still rooted almost all of the characters from the main characters to some NPC characters to have a good and happy ending. Without spoiling too much, I wanted for the main character to save his sister. I wanted Vera, Emil, Kain, and even Grimmer ways to get their own happy ending too. But damn, when I continued playing the game, I was really sad when I found out that some characters are dead, and it broke my heart that they didn't get a happy ending in the end. Overall, I love the story and the characters in the game, and those made Nier Replicant becomes a memorable game for me. The next thing that I like about the game is the combat mechanic. I am satisfied with the combat mechanic of Nier Replicant. The combat is just good and enjoyable to do and accompanied by amazing soundtracks that's making it even better. It's easy to learn the combat mechanic, and if you can master it, you will be able to get some cool combo movement when fighting the enemies. The combat in this game is just like a typical action RPG game where you have normal attack, charge attack, magic attack, defend, and dodge. But because it's fast-paced, fluid, and easy to do, I really enjoyed the combat mechanic. You can equip and change your weapon to a one-handed, two-handed, or spear weapon and change the magic that you want to equip and even buff them up with words anytime during the fight, which is really good because it gives us freedom and option on what's the best to equip when combating the enemies. The game doesn't have many variants of enemies, but the enemies are getting tougher throughout the story. All of the bosses in the game though come with their own attack and bullet hell patterns, which makes each of them to be a challenge when fighting them. The final battle in this game just straight up took a long time to finish and continued to challenge me until the end. And because I played the game on hard difficulty, it's even more challenging and I died a few times. I tried all of the difficulties and for me easy difficulty is just too easy. So I recommend you to play the game at least on normal difficulty, and if you want to get more challenge, you can go with hard difficulty. For me, hard difficulty is challenging and keeps pushing me to be more strategized and not just do button mashing. I never died when playing the game on easy or normal difficulty, but I died a few times on hard difficulty. On hard difficulty, I had to use every potion available on my inventory to buff my character when combating the enemies compared to other difficulties. All in all, I was having a great time playing Nier Replicant because the combat mechanic is just great and enjoyable to do. Next, let's talk about the performance and the graphics of the game. I played the PC version of the game on my desktop PC and my gaming laptop. On my desktop PC with Core i3 9th Gen and GTX 1650 Super, I could get around 60 FPS most of the time on 1080p in high preset during the gameplay. On my gaming laptop with Ryzen 5 and GTX 1050, I could get around 30 to 50 FPS on 1080p and medium preset. There are noticeable frame drops below 30 FPS that made the game become slower on my GTX 1050 laptop, especially when there are some heavy combat scenes, but overall the performance is still decent. As for the graphics and the visuals, I didn't notice any significant difference between low, medium or high preset, so as long as I get a good and comfortable FPS, I'm okay playing the game even on low preset. As for the quality of PC port, I could say that it's decent too. During my 17 hours of playthrough, I didn't get any single game crash, which is good for me. The game could still use some performance improvement though, because I saw that the game does not really use 100% of the CPU and GPU resources of my desktop PC. I hope the developer could make the game better in the future, but overall for me, Nier Replicant PC version is a decent PC port game. Now, let's talk about what I don't like about the game. To be honest, there are no things that I really don't like or even hate from Nier Replicant. But if there is one thing that I want to not like from the game, I think it is the side quests. I just didn't enjoy doing the side quests in the game. There were some side quests that I finished, like a side quest to get a bow ride, which is important, and some side quests in the game just to get money to buy potions and weapons in the shop, and that's it. I just skipped almost the majority of the side quests in this game and didn't care and remember about those at all because for me they are forgettable. Yes, sir. So that's all for my review of Nier Replicant. I really enjoyed my time playing the game until finish. I got the ending A, and after finishing this review video, I will continue to try to continue the game and get other endings because I heard the other endings will even give you more story and revelations. I'm really glad that I could play Nier Replicant because this game is just really great. Nier Replicant has amazing soundtracks, great and amazing story with memorable and lovable characters, and the combat mechanic is just fast-paced and enjoyable to do. Nier Replicant just becomes one of my all-time favorite action RPG games that I've ever played, and I really recommend you to play the game if you are an action RPG lover or someone who's searching for a great action RPG to play. Okay, that's it from me. What do you guys think of Nier Replicant? If you have any questions about the game, let me know in the comment down below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the gaming area. See you in the next video.